I think that love is usually depicted as a chaotic experience. And you never see healthy love in movies because healthy love is quote unquote boring. You don't realize that love can be beautiful. It's just not easily advertised. It's not as pretty. We started Little Did I Know after I'd had a session with an artist, and it had been my first real session in a while because of the pandemic and everything, so I was a bit rusty. And the session didn't go the way that I was hoping it would go, and I was really down on myself for not making it be able to work. And I came home and I was laying in bed and I was like really defeated. And I looked at JP and I was like, I think I need to write just a very honest song right now to make me feel better. And he got his guitar out and we started it. He was sitting on the edge of the bathtub. I was standing in the bathroom. Then we ended up in the park where we had our first date and we wrote it there. And then we ended up at his old house that he turned into a studio. We wrote the chorus there. But that's how it started. It started from just a place of pure defeat and ended in a place of pure love. The summer before you, I thought love was Shakespearean. More or less a painful experience. Only ever real if you're delirious. The summer before him, I was reeling over a breakup gone bad, and I was incredibly bitter and incredibly pessimistic and incredibly sour. I didn't believe in love. I didn't believe there were good people in the world. I also believed that I deserved a certain kind of love because of the way that I treat myself. And then I met him, and I met somebody that is compassionate and warm and meets me halfway and waits for me when I'm not there myself. And that changed a lot of things. It changed the way that I wrote about this album. And it changed the way that I write songs about love. The summer before you, I let it take up very little oxygen. Not where I'd rest my head, more like an ottoman. Never had someone like you treat me like Solomon. Love became the last thing that I would think about. It wasn't a priority for me anymore. It was an afterthought. I just wanted a really interesting way of depicting that. And I've never had anybody treat me like a king, let alone like a queen. Like I said, it took this person supporting me, loving me in a certain way, respecting me, to feel that way. But little did I know, you would be the one I'd confide in, learn how to try with. Little did I know, it was you before I ever decided. I've always looked at communication as confrontation, and in confrontation, I either get defensive or I get silent. In the past, that has been met with more defensiveness and more silence. It's very different being with somebody that is communicative. If I need a moment, doesn't try to push me or force me, he lets me have it and lets me gather my thoughts, and then once I'm ready to speak, then I can speak, I think that takes a lot. So I'm actively trying with him every day. The summer before you can't spell drama without consonants, and I admit I usually was the cause of it. Now here we are, you've got me changing all of it. Slow me down, I want you to. It's different when it comes to you. I think I've always leaned super vulnerable. That's just innate in who I am, and I think with time comes a lot of self-reflection. You spend a whole year in a pandemic completely isolated, which makes you have to really look at yourself. Sometimes when you're in relationships prior, especially in your young 20s, you've got some rose-colored glasses on in relationships, and then you come out of it and you're like, oh, let me take these off. I was kind of a this, and I kind of did that, and I should probably not do that with this, and the next one I should probably do that. I think that's really important in terms of just self-growth, to be able to look at yourself and think, oh, these are things that I could work on, and these are things that I don't want to carry over to the next person that I love. But little did I know, you would be the one I confide in, learn how to try with. Little did I know, it was you before I ever decided. Yeah, little did I know, you would be the one that would save me and learn how to change me. Little did I know, just look at you, can you blame me? Look at you, can you blame me? I mean, it's true. It is what it is. Look at you. Can you blame me? He has saved me. He saved me mostly from becoming a pessimistic asshole, or staying a pessimistic asshole, let's be real. I've saved myself from becoming a long-term pessimistic asshole. The summer before you, I thought love was Shakespearean, more or less a painful experience, only ever real if you're delirious. There is so much significance in feeling safe with your partner. I can honestly say that people from my past never really did. I was met with a lot of relationship hardship. There is just so much joy in feeling safe with the person that you love. And it's so important. It's so important. Little did I know that it could feel like this every time I got you on my lips. The summer before you. It really is just so simple. I really didn't know that love could be this beautiful. Every time we're together and every time that we, have time together and I get to know him more, it changes more. Strongly encourage you to think of yourself when you sing this song. If you don't have a significant other or somewhere to put that love via song, I strongly encourage you to put that love into yourself.